Cameras, lenses and accessories are super expensive, and it's no secret that you can save a ton of money when you look on the used market. However, I feel like a lot of people are quite afraid when it comes to buying used camera stuff, and in this video I want to share my experience about things that I believe are worth buying used, things that you should always check before buying used stuff, and in the end I will share some things with you that I think you should never ever buy used. So if you're interested in that, feel free to stick around. Now let's dive right in. Hello my friends and welcome to this video today. And the first thing I want to talk about are cameras, specifically camera bodies, so without the lens. And I believe, genuinely speaking, camera bodies are a very good option to save a lot of money, and you can definitely buy them used, but please take care of a few things. You have obviously different options on where to buy it. The most famous and also the cheapest one where you can get the best deals is definitely eBay and other platforms like that. However, this comes with some problems. Over the past couple of years, your rights as a buyer, they have increased quite a lot, I feel like. So it's not the Russian roulette that it used to be a couple of years back. However, especially when you buy from private sellers, it's still a good idea to be very careful. And buying a camera body from a private seller would not be my go-to option. So what I would suggest is always looking out, for example, for camera dealerships or dedicated camera shops, because a lot of times they actually sell used gear. And in contrast to private sellers, they will give you a warranty with it and they will check the equipment before selling it to you. It will be a little bit more expensive, but in the worst case scenario, it will save you a lot of money and pain. So yeah, I think this is a good idea. When it comes to the cameras itself, obviously different models, they have different advantages, disadvantages. Maybe some of them have some failure points, so I cannot talk about everything here, but a general rule of thumb and the most important metric there would be the shutter release count. When we talk about cameras, it's a little bit like when we talk about buying a used car. When you buy a used car from a dealership and it has only 10,000 miles on it, chances are that you will have a great car that will last you many years to come. However, when you buy from a private garage sale and the car already had 200,000 miles on it, it still can be a good car, but the risk is way higher. And it's more or less the same with cameras. When we talk about the shutter release count, older models were built for around 200,000 shutter releases, but that increased over the past years. So now we talk about 400,000 or 500,000 shutter releases that a camera is built to last. However, I can definitely recommend always looking for cameras that have way below that, for example 10, 20, 30,000 releases, because obviously not every camera will last to this 500,000 releases. On the other hand, there will be cameras that have millions of photos taken with it. So to be on the safe side, go with a lower shutter count. Again, it will be a little bit more expensive, but not that much, and it will pay off in the end, I believe. Another thing that I always try to look out for, and this is always a great way to save a ton of money, is to buy display models. A personal story here would be my Sony a7R IV I bought a couple of years back. At the time, it was retailed for around $3,600 new. And here in my local camera store, they had a model on display and they sold it for $2,400. It had around 500 shutter releases, so really not that much. It came with all the accessories with full warranty, and basically it was a new camera, and I had like, yeah, $1,200 saved on this camera alone. And this brings us to the point why I make this video. So as you might know, if you've watched a couple of other videos on my channel, I have a small photography business here in Germany. And I love doing that. However, I always need to be profitable. Not just for my business to run, but also obviously because I have to make a living out of it. I have to pay rent and buy food, you know this stuff. So I always try to optimize my expenses when it comes to my business, but without compromising the quality of the gear that I buy. And so it happened that around 60 to 70% of all my equipment is actually used. But again, everything I buy with warranty from a certified dealership. So this is again the thing that I can recommend the most here. However, you can still make great deals on eBay if you're willing to accept a little bit of a higher risk. Let's talk about point number 2 now, lenses. And again, I think lenses are a great way on how you can save money when you buy it used. Basically the same principle as I talked about a minute ago for the cameras also applies for the lenses. So I will not talk this through again. What you need to pay attention when we talk about lenses, and especially when you buy older models and when you buy off eBay or from private sellers that will not give you a warranty, is the condition of the lens. If you have a few scratches on the housing, it's nothing to worry about, I feel like. However, the lenses should be flawless. Sure, when you have small micro scratches, it will not show in your image, but better be safe than sorry. So I would always recommend when you buy, for example, from eBay or from a private seller, either you take a look at the lens in person, that is the best way, or if that's not possible, at least ask for a lot of detailed pictures from the lens, because you can see quite a few things. For example, if the lens has fungus inside, you can pretty easily spot fungus. There will be small dots, for example, gray or white, or a little spider web looking like stuff, so keep an eye out for that. Same goes for haze and fog inside the lens, because it is really hard, if not impossible, to get rid of that if your lens is fogged up, and I would never buy a lens that has such a condition. If you can get a hand on the lens before you buy it, then I would try it out. The most likely part to break in the lens, I feel like, are the aperture blades, because they are very fragile. So definitely try out closing up the aperture, opening it up again, see if this really works. And the other thing what I would always recommend is try to feel the rings on your lens that you can twist, for example the focus ring or the zoom ring, and feel if it feels smooth but not too loose, but also not too tight. And here for little cracks and sounds like that, because this would suggest that something is in the lens, some dirt or anything like that, then I would step away from this particular lens. To give you an example here again on how much you can save when buying lenses used, I bought this lens around a year ago, and it is a 24-105 f4 lens for my Sony cameras. I absolutely love this lens. It is a travel photography beast, great zoom range. I made a video about it, feel free to check that out. I've linked this up somewhere around here. And this lens isn't the newest lens on the market, however you can still buy them new for around $1,000 to $1,100. And again, this one was a used lens I bought over a camera dealership, so with warranty to it, and I paid around $550 for that. So a real great bargain. It was in like new condition. It had a few very minor scratches. However, again, this will not compromise the performance of lenses, and I think this is just a great way to save a ton of money. Before we get on now, I just want to quickly mention here that, you know, I'm just a guy here, a small creator on YouTube, and I share my thoughts. I share things that I believe are of some kind of value for you. However, you might have different opinions, you might have different experiences, so feel free to tell me your experiences with used gear down below in the comments. That would be amazing. The third product I want to talk about is a category of products, and I'm talking about everything non-technical. So for example, tripods or C-stands, or what is also a great way where you can save money are softboxes and lighting equipment. Not the lighting itself, I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying that one used. However, when we just talk about, again, the non-technical stuff, I believe you can save a ton of money. When we talk about tripods, for example, I always would suggest only buying the high quality tripod. Some of them retail for maybe $300, $400, $500, and now they are way cheaper when you buy them used. And these tripods, they are built to last. What I wouldn't recommend is buying cheap tripods used, because most of these cheap tripods, they have, for example, plastic hinges, and they are not built to last. They will fail eventually, and when a tripod fails, it can get really bad. But when you have a high quality tripod, like for example out of carbon or metal, but with real high quality hinges, it's always a great idea to buy a tripod used. And when you buy tripods, or in this matter anything that is non-technical, a little bit of wear and tear isn't too bad at all. As long as it didn't compromise the functionality, a tripod can be scratched. No one will notice that, and even if you buy a tripod new and you are outside a lot, it will get scratched in a couple of months anyway. So all these things, again, a great idea and a great way to save money when buy used. Okay, so let's talk about things now that I would never ever buy used. And the first thing, the most obvious, batteries. Never buy batteries used. I know some batteries can get quite expensive, but used batteries, you don't know what happened to them, you don't know how old they are, how many times they have been charged, and the performance of batteries will decrease dramatically over time. So never buy batteries used, in my opinion. Same goes for everything that has to do with storage and hard drive. That's not not just for the SD cards, the most obvious one, also for example for HDD drives or for SSD drives where you want to save your photos on later. It can work, however the risk is far too high, so I would never buy them used. Another category of things that I would never suggest buying used are everything that has to do with strong and fast moving motors. For example, gimbals. Gimbals, they have a lot of motors that have to be very strong. I don't feel really comfortable buying these stuff used. Again, there might be options where it will work out. However, I believe the risk is too high. Same goes for drones. Drones, you could make an exception again if you buy from a certified dealership, for example, that check the functionality of the product. However, I would stay away from buying them from private sellers of eBay, for example, because the risk is just too high. You don't know how much time the drone already spent in the air. You don't know what happened to the drone. You don't know if it maybe crashed before but just managed to get out of it and still flying. And it's just something that I do not feel comfortable with. So I would not recommend buying drones used, and they aren't cheap as well. I feel like the prices for used drones, they aren't worth the risk that you take, so definitely would suggest buying them new. And that's already it for today. Again, if you have any comments and ideas on this topic, or you disagree or you agree with me, feel free to let me know that in the comments below. You can also check out my YouTube channel. I have a ton of other photography related topics over there. Feel free to leave a like under this video, or maybe even a subscription. That would be amazing. But for now, I wish you a great day and I wish you a great weekend. I hope I see you in next week's video. So see you then and goodbye.